Alright, this is going to be 002. I'm recording from the mobile studio, as you can tell. I have an agreement with my wife that I'm not allowed to present myself as a female in our house when our daughter's home, so I'm recording this from the mobile studio today. But one of the videos that I had that I took down because of my voice hiccup was about our needs, and I wanted to kind of redo that because it came up at the support group meeting last night, and of course I was number one, I was shocked that my voice abandoned me, but number two, it was, you know, a new meeting and new people and whatnot. But the idea came up about that we all need to be loved, or the feeling of be with other people, with the concern that as transgender people we have a very hard time hooking up with someone after we transition, we're transgender, or before if we're in a relationship or whatnot. And one of the things that I touched on in a video that I took down was about, according to Maslow's pyramid of needs, where our most basic needs are our physiological needs, are to breathe, your air, your food, your shelter, our survival needs. Above that, we have a need for security, which can come apart in financial security, or it's why we have insurance, to basically a protection of fear to a certain degree. But then that middle layer, that third level, is about love, the need to belong, or to belong, or belonging. And the idea with that third level is that we have a need to love other people, as well as to be loved ourselves. And an interesting thing about that third bar, that third level to the pyramid, is that can actually trump the other two. You, as human beings, we have this need to love or be loved, and we're willing to forego the security of financial security, as well as our own needs of food, shelter, and water, to get that love. And to a certain degree, I feel like as transgender people, in a way, I'm not going to say we're screwed because of it, but we are willing to forego our own needs to get that feeling of being loved by someone else, or to love someone else, or to love someone else, or to be loved by someone else. So, for example, a transgender person, and I'm going to use the MTF because that's what I'm most familiar with, we may deny our own feelings or deny our own transgenderness. We may lie to ourselves. We may live in denial so that we can get that sense of love from someone else, or to love someone else. And so, we kind of get ourselves into a pickle, because the person that we project ourselves are, and this is more if you're in denial or you just haven't realized who you are yet. You might love someone, you might get in a relationship with someone, you might marry someone, you might have a child with someone, to fill that human need of needing to be loved, or to love someone else. And so it's kind of a bad thing in a way. You're lying to get that need, but you have to have it. It's emotional crack. You can't function without it. And again, if you're on those Maslow needs, if you're able to subjugate the physiological ones and the security ones to get that love, you can kind of understand why, as transgender people, we put those ideas on the back burner. Okay, and so I've asked, and the reason why I brought this up, and I've asked myself that, is because there have been periods of my life where I have known I was transgender. Usually you hear people say, well, I knew I was transgender from the time I was 5 years old, or before. Okay, and we put those feelings on the back burner, or we live in denial, or we forget. But there have been periods in my life where I knew I was transgender, but I still pursued a relationship, or it's like I feel like there were kind of dry spells, like I negotiated with myself And during those dry spells, it's like you take whatever you can get. And I would pursue people. I would pursue girls as a boy, knowing that I was transgender, or in denial, like I had put it on the back shelf, and I guess I kind of call them dry spells. And then things happen that it pops up and it comes forward, and it's a huge cataclysmic event. And, you feel mad at yourself because you're like, why did I get myself in this situation again? And the only explanation I can come to is, again, it's that need to love or be loved. We put those feelings on the back burner, and it's not meant to excuse it. It doesn't excuse lying, whether to ourselves or to other people, would be our spouses. But it's a way of understanding, to me, why we do what we do and how we do what we do. It's in our nature, and we cannot be mad at ourselves for that, because it's natural. It's a natural feeling. So that's just my quick and dirty thought on it. By all means, if you have any different thoughts or your own experiences, please post them in the comments. Real quick, back to that idea of Maslow's pyramid hierarchy of needs. Above the belonging need is self-esteem, and that's where you self-realization. In order to reach that fourth pinnacle, that fourth level, you have to master the other three. And so again, transgender people, we've got so much we have so much challenge against us anyway to get to this fourth stage of realization. Again, that third level, to love or be loved. And another thing, if we don't get that, it can lead to problems forming relationships. It can lead to intimacy issues. It can lead to not doing friendships. It can lead to depression. All of these things that, again, from my own experiences, I had a heck of a time trying to make friends in college when I was trying to come to terms with my transgenderism. And, again, it helps me to understand what was going on behind the scenes. It doesn't alleviate any of the pain and suffering. It doesn't make it any better. But at least there's a reason behind it. At least we're not sitting here going, God, why are you punishing me? Why do I have these feelings? So anyway, just some food for thought. Think about it. Post if you want to. All right. Thank you. You have a great day. Bye.